You're
Yeah,
we back. Better late than
ladies,
never.
ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to episode
Four.
53, 54,
54. Yeah, got it.
54.
54. Damn,
Welcome back to
54,
episode.
man.
Yeah, I know.
That's crazy. I still remember
Yeah,
doing one in your apartment.
yeah, and even that took us like 2, 3 hours just to set up.
Yeah.
We had like a
54
bunch of,
episodes.
we had
Salute to
like, we
us.
had like the box lights. We definitely went in with the equipment,
No, for a fact. Salute to
and
us.
not,
Who
and
lasts that long? Now, granted, we
um,
did take like a 2 year break, but still, or a year and a
yeah,
half
yeah, yeah.
break. So
No,
imagine
no,
where we would have been. We could have been at 100 by now.
that's true. Could have been at 100. Um, yeah, yo, I just remember like having like the dinner table in like the middle of the living room, and then the box lights all around, and then like the shit ton of like wires going
Why
every
was we doing
which.
box lights? It wasn't even on YouTube yet.
Yeah, we were trying to do everything in one shot.
We were trying to do YouTube at the time?
Yeah, yeah, the whole nine.
Oh shit, I forgot. I missed that
But
studio.
yeah, no, the actual studio that we started going to was really nice.
Yeah.
The,
But
the actual the actual studio was really nice. Yeah.
here we are. Back
One one
on.
one one day we'll actually have enough money to like have a better studio like in a
Oh,
house or
it'll
something.
happen. We're only getting better. We're only transforming. Everything's gonna come together and it's just gonna
Yeah.
look like a full blown it's gonna look like the Joe Rogan podcast where it's like a full blown television show but like a podcast.
Yeah, yeah.
Full
100%.
confident about that.
Speaking of evolution, kind of touch base on like the lack of evolution throughout the last couple of Drake albums because people
So
are
just
pretty
gonna
sad
jump right
about that.
into it. Love it.
Yeah, got
Um
to. Hot take.
what'd you think of it, man? I mean I guess we already kinda know your thoughts already a little bit. Saying it like
Um,
that. Disrespectful, but I
put
guess.
it this way, there's a lot, there's a lack of evolution in like the last few Drake albums. I mean, probably not like including on what is it? Honestly, never mind.
That was some evolution there though.
That's why I'm excluding that one because
Yeah, honestly, never mind.
that was a very different sound. We've never heard like Drake do that kind of sound before.
His worst album, in my opinion. But
Yeah, 100%. But like, I feel like people are expecting Drake to give them like a full album of one or the other. You know what I mean?
he
It's
kind of
either
did.
they
He kind of did that already, though. With
with what?
Scorpion, side A, side
Yeah,
B.
yeah, but it was still like one album. You know what I mean? Like people kind of want to sit with a project from Drake that's either one or the other for like at least 6 months before they get the other half.
You can also say that. I mean, if you're reading this for too late, if you're reading this too late, it's like 80% rap.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's not enough of just it wasn't enough
There's
of
no.
just rap though.
But if you're Drake, there's no way he can't do that.
And that's kind of my argument, right? So like I honestly enjoyed this new album like very much. Like I would rate it like an 8.
Already, give him the rating.
I
Give
would
all
I
the
would give
anticipation, man.
I would rate it like an 8.
An
Maybe like
A.
maybe like a
You're a
7.5.
strong scorer, though. You're a
But
very strong scorer.
nah, I don't think so. I think
That's a
I
very
think I'm
strong score. And I'm a Drake.
for
I'm the Drake stan here.
for
8 is a
for
strong score.
for a Drake album, it was a very Drake album. You know what I mean? There wasn't a dance hall record in there, which is like a Drake thing to do.
Surprising.
But
I think he
there
kind of
were
tried it with the Bad Bunny song, which was
yeah,
terrible.
but that's not even really dance hall. That's like
It's not
regga,
dancehall, but
that's like
it's like that boppy
reggaeton.
type of thing you hear. Like it's like a dancey Drake that you try to give it to you.
I mean, he definitely hit on a dance song with Rich Baby Daddy. That's like a dance club song,
Yo,
but I
going to
feel
a
like
strip club
where
hearing that would be
I
crazy.
feel like where the song Tootsie Slide failed, that song like did it the right way.
Tootsie Sliders, don't mention that. We never
But that's what I'm
mentioned
saying.
that.
Like Tootsie Slide was made to be a song to like start a trend and like have a dance trend on like
Which it
TikTok
kind
and
of did
shit.
for a second.
Which it did, but it didn't like catch on how like Rich Baby Daddy has caught on
Has
to
it
like
caught on to
TikTok.
that? Has it been on TikTok? I mean, I'm not a TikTok head.
That shit is all over my
All
TikTok
over
with like
TikTok. Yeah.
like memes, fucking memes of the
Fuck
song
that
of like
coochie
how
breathe.
exactly
That
about
ass
like how
back.
guys like dance to that song in secret and shit. There's like people
Dancing
doing
that song
dance,
in secret is funny.
which is like 100%.
Yeah.
People's favorite verse on that song is not even Drake's verse. It's like
It's never
Sexy
Drake's verse.
Reds
That's one of
and
my
SZA's.
criticisms of the album. I have a list of pros and cons, and one of my criticism on the album is that he gets outshined by every one of his guests on the songs that he's on.
Yeah, which is
Like Teasel
insane.
Touchdowns destroys him
Yeah,
on Amen and 767 whatever Santa something Santa. We I don't even need to mention how J Cole destroyed him. That just goes without saying.
yeah. I actually, and then you're not too familiar with Yeet, but Yeet definitely carried him on that song too.
It's a Yeet song.
Yeah, that song was
It's a
like Yeet.
Yeet
It was
song.
his entire flow. Like,
I don't want a 36-year-old Drake with Yeet. Yeet is 23. See, and that's another one. All right, so I'm just gonna draw to my criticisms and
but
shit.
that's one of the criticisms that I don't agree with.
That he can't be work. Listen, it's fine to have a song with a young buck. That's cool. But like, it just feels like his whole album. Like, I agree with Joe Budden. What Joe Budden said, how he feel like this was made for the younger crowd. I agree with that
Mhm.
wholeheartedly.
But the younger crowd is the one that's like really like
Yeah,
taking
but
in
I don't
music.
give a like. I don't think
Like
Drake. Like, I think
I
Drake is just doing that to feed his own numbers because it's working. It's obviously gonna work. He's gonna have one of the highest streamed rap albums of the year, one of the highest streamed albums of the year. He's gonna have number one. He's gonna dominate the charts. It's Drizzy Drake. Like, but I don't want to hear him with Lil Yachty.
yeah, even and also with that Lil Yachty song, that song is not even that good.
It's not good. And Lil Yachty, like Drake was like, "Little, this album wouldn't be what it is without Yachty." Yachty did produce like multiple tracks. He was like the creative. It almost like he was the creative director of the album, and you can hear that. I don't want a creative. I don't want that from. I don't want Lil Yachty creative directing a Drake album. You know what Lil Yachty said before this shit came out? I'm passionate about this. I'm sorry. You know what Lil Yachty said? He said that he heard one of the best verses from Drake on his album. Bitch, where? Where? There's nothing from this album that goes in Drake's top 10 verses wise, discography. There's nothing on this album.
I feel like having Lil Yachty kind of executive produce and like be kind of like the focal point of like the theme of the album. I think Drake knows his audience, you know what I mean? And knows his audience in the way of
Does
like
he though?
knows his audience in the way of like I understand what these people want, but like there's a lot more kids and a lot more up and coming rappers or that are inspired by hearing someone either collab with the people that they know or 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 give them a sound that sounds like their own. You know what I mean?
I think he's very very in tune with what music fans want. But I don't know if he
Yeah,
knows
and
what his audience wants because if he knows what his audience wants, I don't think his audience would say they
but
want
I feel like his true
her loss
fans will
part 2.
I feel like his true fans will kind of like I feel like he feels that his true fans will kind of like understand what he's trying to do and then take in the music after. You know what I'm saying? So,
I mean, true fan here, not a fan.
but that's what I'm saying. Like, you take in the music, you're not like shitting on Drake. You're not saying that this is like the worst thing you've ever heard and like
No,
it's not
Drake is too talented for that.
because for what it is, for what that album is, it's good. It's good for the time. I don't think it's an album that's gonna withstand the test of
It
time
won't
and
make
like
any top 10 lists by the end of the year.
yeah, it's no, not even I mean not even by the end of the year. I'm talking about like nothing was the same. Nothing was the same holds up today. And that was released like however many years ago.
10 years ago, it's
But
the 10th
like
anniversary.
yeah, but like I don't think that this album will be the kind of album that people will look
Oh,
back to and be
definitely
like,
not.
okay, this holds up after like 5 years. You know what I mean?
So I made like 4 pages of notes. I pretty much just went through the whole track list.
Put it like this. You know how like Taylor Swift has her Eras tour right now?
Oh yeah, I got the fucking thing right here. I got the
This
bracelets.
is Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
This is his take on whatever this era is.
Nah.
I
Wait,
think
what?
so.
Wait, what? Wait. Say that comparison again. I didn't understand that.
So you know how Taylor Swift has her tour about like
Yeah, she
all
has
of
her
the
eras tour
eras,
where she's touching on every.
and it's
Yeah,
from what I understand is like the show is like every
touching on
era
every
that's
single one. Yeah.
every kind of era that she's been in.
Mhm.
And I
Yeah.
feel like this is Drake's version of like his depiction of what this era of him and this era of music is.
His album that just for the dogs.
Yeah,
Oh, you might need to explain that a bit more. I don't see why this is this depiction shit of.
because like he like put it for right now. Like right now, Little Yachty is like on the come up because he is like doing a lot better like lyrically
Yo,
and musically.
who's having a better past couple of years than Little Yachty? Honestly, like
Nobody,
this. What
nobody
is it?
really.
Does he just have a fucking? Does he know how to blackmail? He must know how
Nah,
to
I
talk to these
think
people because he has a Kanye song, a J Cole song, and a Drake. Like he's
I
on
think
three of the biggest artists in the world.
this guy's insane. Tried to jump in for fucking camera time, but I yeah, I don't think nobody's having like a really solid run besides Lil Yachty. You know what I'm saying? Like he released and the last album he released, I really didn't enjoy too much,
Fell
but I
asleep to it
like
twice.
the fact that he is like what he's doing now. So he'll release a single, and then I think once he got like two or three singles under his belt, he packaged it together. Then he released another single and then packaged that together to kind of
Mm-hmm.
keep people to keep going through the music. You know what I'm saying? And going through the singles. And I think that he's definitely better at just releasing music than he is like
Not making it.
putting a package, putting a package, a collection of songs together and then giving this as an album.
He's a singles artist as opposed to an album artist.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like the album concepts that he kind of goes by are very well thought out, but don't capture what he's like trying to do.
Okay. So I'm
You know,
gonna go through my 4 pages of notes on the album real quick.
Jesus
I'm
Christ,
gonna
four
skip
pages
through
is
it.
insane.
Yeah. Had to, man. This is Drizzy Drake. This is the biggest artist in the fucking world. I gotta do what I gotta do.
I like how you immediately tried to defend it and then was like, nah, it is crazy.
No, I mean, I'm owning it. I'm owning it. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, yeah, no, no.
Can't make me feel bad. Um, so first off, Virginia Beach, highly disappointed. I think we all was expecting
Nah,
him to,
Virginia Beach is
bang
Virginia.
bang shoot at Pusha T and what's his name,
Yeah, especially with a name
Pharrell.
like that.
Which I still don't understand why he's shooting at Pharrell,
Because Pharrell tried to be like the peacemaker.
but to shoot at him though, that's
And
Pharrell,
then
man. How do you
all
have beef with Pharrell?
and
Pharrell's
then also
Pharrell.
and then also Pharrell had like beef with Lil Wayne and shit.
Did he?
Yeah, back in the day. It was off of like some who started what kind of thing.
How do you have beef with Pharrell? He's like one of the most peaceful guys in the world, but whatever. Virginia Beach. When the beat first started at the beginning, I thought he was getting Tuscan Leather Part 2. That's what I was expecting. I thought it was gonna be like
But
a rap heavy, and then
that's
once the
that's what I got from it. Like the at least the song.
what you thought Virginia Beach was like a
Anytime you
Tuscan
hear
Leather Part 2?
anytime you hear a part two that's supposed to be like a part two to a very classic song,
Well,
it's
maybe
never.
not a Part 2 to say, but like something in that ilk, like a rap heavy
But that's
intro.
what I felt. Like I
That was
didn't.
no, there was no rap in that. That was an R&B record. Virginia Beach is an R&B record.
Oh, but Tuscan Leather is like a.
I don't think
Uh,
you know what you got to get back on your Drake intros. I think you're
I got
forgetting what
to.
we're
I
talking
got
about.
to. Tuscan Leather is was more rap heavy, is what you're saying.
It is rap. It's a rap record. There's no R&B on
Yeah,
that.
I'm trying to remember.
I thought Virginia Beach was his worst intro. Drake is known for two things in his career. He's known for his timestamp song, which we'll get to later, and he's known for his intros.
I personally think that it was a good intro. I enjoyed the song very much.
It's
It
a
was like a
good
very
intro, but is it on the Drake level?
smooth transition into the next song.
I like the Frank Ocean sample on that. Um,
Insane.
I think Fantas is overrated. I
You know,
hate Fantas.
that Frank Ocean sample is of a song that never actually released, right? That
Didn't know that.
song, so that song that he sampled by Frank Ocean is called "Wise Man," and that song was supposed to be in the Django Unchained movie,
Hmm.
but uh, Quentin Tarantino couldn't. He loved the song so much, but he could not find the right moment in the movie to place the song. So instead of just using it and putting like the fucking the studio really wanted him to place that song in the movie. They
Wise
paid,
Men and okay, I guess I
yeah.
could see it.
If you hear the song, it sounds very different from how it was used in the sample. It's
Hmm.
more of a like a kind of like a ballad kind of song from like Frank Ocean, but it's very good. But yeah, so that song never actually got used in the movie, so it's kind of like leaked but not officially released.
Interesting. Didn't know that. Thanks for
Yeah,
educating the audience. I didn't know that for a second. I like the Amen record.
yeah.
Tezo
Amen was mad
touchdown
good.
just stole the show. I didn't know he had it in him. Shout out to him.
Tizo, put some respect on
Tezo, I thought it
Tizo.
was Tezo. My bad.
Tizo's having a solid run too.
Yeah. I'll say this though. I think the Meek Mill Drake Amen record is better, but this was a nice Amen record.
Yeah,
I hate Calling for You. I hate that song. I think that one, the one with 21 Savage, lazy track.
I thought it was okay.
Lazy.
It's definitely yeah. I would say it's a lazy song.
I like Fear of Heights, although I'm gonna say this. Why is Drake still shooting at Rihanna? Is there a statute of limitations that you could just be shooting at your ex? That should have been like 5 years now. Like,
I
at
feel
what
like
point is it like too late to be shooting at your ex? Is my question.
nah. I feel like every time that you could still shoot shots at your ex as long as you're like every time you do it, you like had an achievement in your life. You know what I mean?
So just be shooting down.
Yeah, it's always got to be a downward shot. It can't be like you're trying to shoot at someone that's above you. That makes no sense.
So wouldn't this count for Drake as an achievement because he just dropped an album? Every project is an achievement in a way. So he's shooting at Rihanna.
I think that he's had multiple achievements up until this point. The album is the achievement. Him starting his own brand with Nike is an achievement.
So, but do like every time you have an achievement, you shoot at your ex. There's no statute of limitations.
You don't have to, but like you can. The only thing that changes with the amount of time is like how direct it can be.
Is
And I
there
felt
like a
and
is there a year like after 5 years just let it go?
nah, you can still keep going. But like
How
after
long do you keep
five
going to?
years, but as long as you want, as long as the achievements keep
That's
coming. But
crazy.
that's the
Shooting at your
thing.
ex from 20 years ago is
But
crazy.
but that's the thing. If it's like 20 years since, you can't like just be like, oh yeah, she's a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Or
No,
like
you
that
can't
bitch
say it
thing.
like that.
But
You
that's what I'm
gotta be
saying.
smooth with your
That's
shots.
very direct. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah. No, that's
You
corny.
have to be more like, like if you know where she's from, like you buy a vacation home there and then you post every time.
That's another level of petty.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
but I
Like
would
if
do that
she's
though. That's rich people. Yo, if you had
but
the money to do some rich people petty shit like that, then go
but like
for it. I
if you
guess
know that like she's from Barbados, you buy the biggest house in her hometown in Barbados. And like
that's
if you
swag.
know if you know that like house that she has in Barbados is on the beach, you have to
Bite
buy
on the
the
beach.
entire beach.
Die of the tired. Yeah, but you see, here's the thing though. We'll get
And
off this
then
topic. We'll get off this
no,
topic soon.
and then in Drake fashion, you would go to Barbados when she's not there, when you know she just left from being on vacation. Then you go on the same beach, and then on the beach you take a picture in front of her house, but kind of be mysterious. And then the
Album
caption
cover.
is, yeah, and then the caption is, "You walk on the sand I pay for." Some crazy shit. You know what I'm saying?
Thought about this a little too hard,
But that's hard though. That's in
but
very
like
Drake
it is
fashion.
hard. But like Rihanna's a billionaire. You want to get into that battle with a billionaire though? She
But
might
he's a
buy whole.
billionaire
She might
too.
buy Canada and just
But
fuck
he,
around.
yeah, but he has like a Boeing 757.
And she probably got a. I don't know what's topping that, but she probably got a bigger jet and then whatever little
Haven't
chump
haven't seen
change
it.
ASAP Rocky. Yo, who pays?
Haven't seen
Yo,
it.
does ASAP Rocky ever pay for the bill?
I don't think so.
I would be tight. Rihanna made
I
me pay for the bill. I bet, bitch,
if
you a
I
billionaire.
if I was ASAP Rocky and I was married to Rihanna,
I'm not paying for shit.
anytime we go out, I'm not paying for anything.
I'm not paying for shit. You get dick down later, but you're not getting. I'm not paying for shit.
Like I'll buy you gifts. I'll buy you like clothes. I'll buy my own clothes so that you never
No,
have to
you
buy
buy her
me like
nothing
that.
because she's a
But like
billionaire.
when we go out, there's no you got that.
So
Put it
no
on.
corniness from Drake for shooting at Rihanna.
I don't think so. I think it was just in typical Drake fashion. Like that's
I think it's
just.
a little corny just because she has kids and shit. And like once they have kids, you should just probably
Don't get me
stop.
wrong. It is corny, but that's like Drake.
Fair enough.
You
I
know what I'm
like
saying? Like
Daylight. I
that's him.
like Daylight, even though I was a little uncomfortable with the obvious X references. You know,
Hmm.
do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. No, I know. Yeah.
That was a little uncomfortable. It was like, come on now, like, you know, it
But
didn't have to be addressed. I know it was a whole
that's
thing on the internet,
I don't
but
know, man. I feel like everybody is very harshly critiquing this album, but like this album just reeks of like just Drake
Drake,
being Drake. You know what I'm
I
saying? Like
hate.
there's nothing. I feel like everything that's missing from the album is like Drake's been doing that. So it's like why are we even like
Yeah, but and that's the
why are we
problem.
even why are
That's the
we even
problem.
sitting
Nobody
here
wants that. We want like show some evolution as an artist. I was even though I hated Honesty Ever
hey man,
Nevermind, I love the creative take that he took, like risk that he took. Like we want something different. I don't need the
hey
same
man,
album. This sounds no cohesion to this album. There's no. It just sounds like a playlist.
you want to hear
This sounds
something?
like a, huh?
That's not Drake. That's not what
It
Drake
was
does.
Drake.
No.
Take Care was is a cohesive album.
Yeah, and I
Nothing
feel
was the
like
same as a
I
cohesive
don't feel
album.
like this album is not my issue with the album is not that it's not cohesive. It's really just the value of every song. Like I just feel like every song on that album, not every song on that album, but all of the songs that people don't really like could have been done a little bit better. But as far as like the production for the song and like the quality of the music is good. There's just no real substance to any of the song, to
And that's
most
the
of the
problem.
songs.
That's exactly what I said on Twitter. I said it's Fast and Furious album. It has the boom, boom, boom,
Yeah,
the oh but it just it's
you
nothing.
don't rank any of the Fast and the Furious movies like less than a 7 because they deliver
That's what I'm
be,
saying. You're too
because
high with your scores. They're all like 5 to me,
what? You're insane, bro.
bro.
To the average movie person that just likes explosions and like insane action that makes no sense from beginning to end, they're gonna love that movie and rate it like a 10 out of 10. I have a fucking cousin that's like borderline autistic. But if you throw on some
I
Fast
don't.
and the Furious, but if you throw on some
Well, I
Fast
don't
and the
know.
Furious,
Are you wait? Are they really borderline autistic? Or are you just saying that?
yeah,
I don't.
I have a lot of family members that are like either very into like autism or is like
I don't know.
kind
I
of
don't know how. I don't know if like you're serious or not because I don't want to
no, I'm
laugh
being
and
serious.
not laugh. I'm in
You can
like
laugh. I laugh at them all the time.
I'm in like a mental hell right now.
No,
I
you
don't know
can
what.
laugh. It's fine. I'm not I mean,
I mean,
but
no. Are they really on the spectrum?
yes, I have a bunch of
Oh, okay.
family
So I'm not
members
gonna laugh.
that are
I'm not
on
gonna laugh.
multiple
If they're
different
really on the
ends
spectrum,
of
I'm
the
not gonna laugh.
spectrum.
I thought you were just saying that to just throw shots.
No. I'm being serious. But
Okay.
um you throw on Fast and the Furious and that shit like encapsulates them. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit is like
Yeah. I mean, of course. Again, it's boom, boom. It'll get people going. That's what Drake's album is
yeah,
gonna
but that's
get
what
the
I'm
people to
saying.
be like, oh my god, this is great.
If you
But
have
it's
the
not.
boom boom if you have the boom boom going like John
Exactly.
Wick
Another one.
John
Perfect.
Wick John Wick has like the shittiest story ever. Like this guy
Absolutely.
should have this guy should have died like in the second movie. But they keep
This
going
whole thing is going off of his dope.
because the action sequences are so good.
Yeah.
None of Jackie Chan's movies were good movies because they had an amazing story, an amazing plot, and you throw Jackie Chan in there, you know you're gonna get a quality movie that is based in action. And because it completed the mission, you can't you can't really like rate that movie or rate whatever that low. I feel like Drake's album completed whatever mission that he is usually on, and like You just can't rate it less than a 7 because Drake is Drake. Drake is gonna deliver a radio record. He's gonna deliver a dance record. He's gonna deliver a
We'll bring
trend
you.
record.
Okay, so let's get through it. We'll get off this Drake topic real quick because I feel like we've been on this album review
Yeah,
for a
yeah,
minute
we've been
now.
on it for a little bit.
But all right, what was the radio record on this album?
So the radio record for the album, I would say, is either Rich Baby Daddy. Uh,
Is that a radio record though? That's a club record. I don't know if that's a radio record.
is that it definitely? I feel like a lot of the songs are interchangeable. Like they fall into multiple categories. But like 100%, the rap record of the album is either the solo rap record on the album is 8 a.m. in Charlotte. 100%.
Yeah. Okay, I give you that.
The
Although I would say first person shooter mode, but that's not
but
really. That was
that's
more
not
J
a
Cole.
that's not really a solo thing. So now I mean I could hear first person shooter mode playing on Hot 97. So I could say that that's a rap radio.
Maybe
I could say
the second part. I can't hear J
it's
Cole's part playing on
it's a little too long. It's a little too long,
it. It
and
is.
yeah. So I mean that's definitely a a solid rap record on there. Rich Baby Daddy is definitely the dance trend song on that album. Uh, I would say either
It's
Virginia,
hard.
either Virginia Beach or like the Amen record or 7629 Santa. That's like the R&B records of the album. You know what I'm saying?
You
So
forgetting Julia Picasso? That song is fire.
Drew to Picasso, yeah, that's another one.
That
But that's
song
what I'm
is
saying. Like
fire.
it hit all the it hit all the check marks. Let me get a radio record. Let me get a this. Let me get a that. And that's like Drake's Drake's vision
It's just
board.
too
It
long,
hits.
by the way. It's 623 records. I got tired of the 16 songs.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was
And
definitely
fuck
a lot.
him for releasing that shit at 6 a.m. Like, what the fuck was that about?
Yeah. Hmm.
I give it personally a 5.5.
Yeah, but you see what I'm saying? I don't feel like fine is a 5.5. I feel like mid. Like if we call something mid, mid is like 5,
Mid is
100%
fine.
because
A
it's the
mid
middle.
is 5.
Mid is mid.
5.5
That
is
is the
fine.
middle, which is 5. Nah, I think fine is like at
I
least
bumped it up. I really thought it was
like
a
a 6.
4.5. I bumped it up
Yeah,
to
no,
5.5.
you wrote that and I was very shocked.
Yeah, because the album is just disappointing. I wanted what I wanted, and to just tie it all up before we get off the subject, because we've been on it for almost 30 minutes now, is what I wanted was a mature Drake album. I wanted to
Mm.
hear about his life as a father. I wanted to hear about his life on the top. What did he say? 15 years of dominance, shit is getting kinky. No. I was gonna ask you another question before we get into. I was gonna ask you this question. This might take up another 40 minutes. Whose peak is higher, Drake or Jay Z's? But we'll say that for
Jay-Z.
another day.
Jay-Z. Jay-Z.
Drake. But we'll say that for maybe the next episode or 2 episodes down the line, because that'll take up the rest of this episode. We got other shit to get
Mm.
to. I wanted something like J Cole's. Fuck. I wanted something like Jay Z's 4.444.
444, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think we're ever
where
gonna
it was
get
like a
that.
mature album. Do I want to hear Drake talk about real estate? No. But do I want to hear Drake touch on his life? I don't want to hear Drake constantly talk about fucking young girls and being so toxic. Remember when Drake was so cuddly and like a nice boy and shit with his
Mm-hmm.
earlier albums, and now he's talking about these bitches and hoes and 25 rows and pinky promises and all that shit. Like
Yeah.
that's her loss. That's what her loss was about. We don't need this. Felt like her loss part 2 in terms of the content. I don't care, but it's a Drake album. It's definitely a Drake album. It touches everything. It gives you the R&B. It gives you the not much rap on the album called For the Dogs. To my surprise, but
Yeah.
not that much rap. But you get the rap. You get the thing. You don't get the dance hall, which is a little surprising too, because Drake's always good for that. Maybe he dance halled himself out with Honesty and Nevermind. He's like, I don't want to do this shit anymore. But
Mm.
all in all, 5.5. It's a blockbuster album. No meat to the bone. This is Domino's Pizza straight up. It'll get the job done, but does not. It's not quality pizza at all. It's Drake shitting Drake. It's Drake just shitting shit. He knows what's gonna hit. It felt like he put no effort into it whatsoever. He did not try to change the culture. He did not try to change his discography. It's just another
Or push it forward.
Drake playlist in my mind, and he wants to take a break. And as much as it pains me to say this, bye Drake, it's time.
You killed that. I'm not gonna lie. You definitely killed that. That little brick of time, that monologue that you gave right there. Domino's Pizza Bar. That was the
Yeah,
shit.
thought about that
That was
too.
the
I was
shit. That was
practicing
good.
that
That
in
was
the
good.
mirror. I
That
was
was good.
practicing
You
that in the
definitely
mirror.
said that, and my eyes went open. I was like, damn, it is
It
Domino's
is,
Pizza.
yo,
Because
this is what
Domino's
I did,
Pizza do
man.
be
Drake
hitting.
calls it out of me.
We all know it's not quality, but we know that should be hitting when you get it.
Exactly. 2 a.m. You're stuff in your face. It is what it is, but it's not quality pizza, but it gets the
But it's
job done.
is is good.
Exactly. Um, but onto the other big artist that dropped. We'll get on. We haven't really heard it that much because people that don't know, we're recording this a little after Bad Bunny just released the album.
Probably like 7 hours after.
Yeah, but Benito,
Benito.
something 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 tomorrow just dropped.
Nadie sabe que lo pasar mañana.
Yeah.
Que lo
What do
pasar
you
mañana. I
what do you
think
think of the
that's what it's
album
called.
from the little time that you've heard it?
So I have only gotten to the very beginning of it, but what I can say is that it's a very strong opening.
Yeah.
Benito went crazy and just
Surprised he
rapped for like
released an album. Just I'm
so
surprised he
so
came back so quick.
so put it this like I feel like Benito Bad Bunny
Bento box.
is like Spanish Drake.
Spanish. I mean, they're two of the biggest in their respective genres, so I could see
So I
that.
think I think he's like Spanish Drake.
This
And
is strong.
in the the first song, he was really just driving it home about how like, you know, people probably forgot that he's like changed the culture and like just put everybody on as far as
Which is so
like
bullshit.
it's not bullshit. It's really
No,
not.
no, I'm not saying it's bullshit that he didn't change it. I'm saying it's bullshit that people forgot. Like my guy, you just came off tour and just released an album. Like we're still talking about the last album. We know what you
Nah,
did.
but like
We didn't forget.
when he first came out, he was more on like that trap shit. You know what I'm saying? Like he was really rapping and like doing the trap music and really in that small niche of
People
like
saying this is
Spanish.
Return of Trap Bunny, so I don't know.
And in that record, 100%,
Mm-hmm.
100%, because he had the trap flow with it, but he was spitting bars like one after the next. Like he was
I'm
going
reading it
stupid.
right now in front of me. The translated version. Hey, they say the world is gonna end. I hope it's soon. Sometimes I pitch and play dumb. That's just the first couple lines. Why does he want the world to end?
He talks about like how people like think that like he's just at his peak, but really he's like cruising in his prime. Like he's like people got to put respect on his name. Like he was going absolutely
No,
insane.
I've heard it. I
He
don't
was
know what
going
he said, but he was killing it.
nah like so like I'm not like super fluent in Spanish, but like
Yeah, bye.
I could get the gist. You know what I'm saying?
Like
So like
if we went to Puerto Rico on vacation, could you be my translator?
if they spoke really slow, like I could
You can help.
understand what they're saying, but like speaking it, it's gonna take me some time.
Yeah, who do you
You
think
know,
gets more head? Drake in Canada or Bad Bunny in Puerto Rico?
you
Who
mean
gets
head?
who gets more pussy? Actually, I'll say that.
Okay, now you clarified.
Yeah,
Probably Drake because Drake is like in the media at least like an eligible bachelor. Bad Bunny has like Kendall Jenner, so he's like,
does he though?
I mean, they just did like a whole Gucci ad together.
I don't mean shit.
Yeah,
I mean, like,
and then Teresa like pays attention to like all of the like the gossip and like blogs and like
mm-hmm,
all that like e-news type of shit. And like
mm-hmm.
on the cover of the album, it's a picture of someone riding a horse.
You think she's like
And
her writing him? It's crazy that he put
so
that on the fucking thing.
so while we were looking at it, and she goes, "Oh, I can't believe he put a horse on the album cover." And I'm like, "Why?" And she
Yeah,
goes, "Oh,
why?
because Kendall Jenner is a horse girl." And I'm like, first of all, I don't know what the fuck that means, but also
Word.
she has like millions of dollars. So I'm pretty sure she could be whatever girl she wanted.
I think it's kind of thinking like mad
Yeah,
deep into it.
mad deep, mad. She was like
That
mad deep into it. Like she really had a face of disgust. Like she went like, you know what I'm saying? Like she was like
that's funny.
defeated. But then I was just like, yeah, but I was like, but if you're thinking of it that way, it's kind of tough because like if he's the one like riding the horse, then that means like he's like killing it.
Right.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that's fun. That I don't know. I think that's thinking way too into it. But if that was
Yeah,
the
I was just
case,
like, I
that'd be
was just
like
like,
so fire
yeah. I was just like, yo, bro, for you to even like
to
think
even
that you under,
come up with
yeah,
that thinking
for even you to like connect those dots is like
is
super
insane.
insane.
That's what's up, though. Yeah,
But yeah, that first song was dope, and then the second song was an immediate like fucking banger, like with the beat that was on it. It's called, I think this name of the song is called Monaco,
yeah.
and
Monaco,
yeah,
yeah, whatever.
Monaco.
Monaco.
The production on that song is fucking like insane, top notch.
You thinking we got to compare the two albums. I guess we got to compare Drake and Bad Bunny's album because they're like two of the biggest artists and they just come up. So I'm gonna compare them again. But the album's already been out for a couple of my hours. It hasn't even been 10 hours yet. I've already seen like 10 girls, probably max, just use IG captions from the album. And I'm
That's
like,
insane.
yeah. And I'm like,
That's
where are
too
you getting
much.
more captions from? The Drake album or the Bad Bunny album?
I think it might be. I think it might wind up being like the Bad Bunny album.
Yeah. There's
Teresa
not much
already. So
caption from the Bad Bunny from the Drake album.
before this album came out, because I mean they literally said it this week that the album was coming out. At the end of the week. But before
Which
they
is
even said
surprising
that,
because I remember him saying he was gonna take a year off. So for him to drop is like,
yeah, and then Teresa was just like, "Yo, like we're not going to any more concerts and blah blah blah." Like we didn't even buy tickets to the Travis Scott concert, which I
which
really want to go
is
to.
fucking insane for you of all people.
Yeah, which
Especially
is
since
like,
he has four in the tri-state area. You know that, right?
yeah, which I'm like super defeated about.
It's
And
crazy.
so once the album came out, she's just like, he needs to announce tour dates because like we need to like go. And I was like,
Yeah,
so you want to go to the Bad Bunny concert again,
and
but
not
I
Travis
can't go
Scott.
to one Travis Scott. And she was like,
Conversation.
Teresa's in her like the girls call it the Delulu phase,
The Lulu
meaning that,
phase.
yeah, which is like they just have delusions in their head about like how life works.
I made you
It's a
explain the Lulu
it's like a
phase.
whole conspiracy. The Delulu era is like girl math and like just
Girl
like,
math. And what's the girl math in the like? What's the girl delusion here?
so put it this way, right? Like girl math, the way that they think is like, let's say you have money on your Starbucks card, right? You
Mm-hmm.
didn't have, and because you go and you look and you see that you have enough money to get your drink and you didn't have to reload your card with more money, that means it's free.
Say it one more time.
Exactly. That was my response.
Yeah,
If I have money on my Starbucks card
yeah.
and I
Yeah,
don't
money on a
have to
Starbucks card.
reload it to get my drink, like
It's
with
free.
more money, then that means it's free.
Okay, I mean, I ain't gonna hold you. I've done
That's
something
the
like that.
that's
Like
probably
I'll
the
find
only
cash in my pocket that I didn't know I had. That definitely my cash that I've taken out from a while ago, and
so
I'll buy
now here
something, and I'll be like, "Oh, it's free."
so like the Starbucks thing I agree with, right? So now here's the next thing. Girls think that if they spend money in cash and not on the card, then whatever they bought with cash is free.
Damn, you call me a girl?
Yeah,
Because I've definitely thought that before. I definitely still think that way sometimes.
that's insane because that
Yeah,
money could have easily went back into your account. Like
no, that's a
ATM,
fact.
put it in your account, more money.
That's you're not wrong.
What's another one? Um, if they buy something
Mm-hmm.
and then return it and then use the money that they got back to then buy something else that was $10 more, then that means they only spent $10.
Okay, so where does this play into the Bad Bunny tickets? You said she
So
used
we
this delusion to want to
so
go
we
get Bad Bunny
obviously
tickets.
so we obviously don't have the money for that.
Mm-hmm.
She believes that we have the money.
Mm. To go see Bad Bunny.
That's delulu. That's like you
Interesting.
delusional. She is like in charge of all of our funds. So she knows for 100% fact
You can't see
we
Bad Bunny.
cannot afford that. Just like we couldn't afford to see Travis Scott. but
Mhm.
because of girl math and the Lulu era that they're in.
Yo, I think y'all could see Travis Scott though. Have you seen how low these concert tickets have been?
Yeah, but I don't want to be in the nosebleeds. I want to be in the field. You know what I'm saying?
See,
I
you're gonna
want
be
to
too good for the
be
nosebleeds, man. Gonna be too
nah,
good
but
for
that's
you.
the
The
thing. Like
nosebleeds
if
ain't
I'm
that big. First of all, you don't even
see,
really bleed nosebleed. I hate that concept. People be like, "Your nose be bleeding." I'm like, "No, you don't. It doesn't." But go ahead.
it's a Travis Scott concert. I gotta be in the pit. I gotta be in the shit to enjoy
Mm.
this fully. If I'm up in the stands while everybody's
Fair.
down like raging and partying at the bottom, I didn't really go. What am I gonna do?
I guess that's
Rage?
fair. I guess
What am
he's
I?
one of those. Okay, I could see that. That's
What
like
am I gonna
seeing a
do?
DJ but
Rage?
sitting in the upper deck. You know.
Yeah. What am I gonna do? Rage from my seat? That makes no sense.
Fair enough. Even though I'd still personally, I'm the type. I just got to be in the building. I don't even care. Like I'll see Travis Scott in the upper
For
deck.
certain people, I could just be in the
Yeah,
building. Like for
like
Bad Bunny, I don't need to sit floor seats to enjoy that.
that's fair. I guess with Travis Scott, yeah. He's one of those
Travis
artists you
Scott,
got
you
to
got to
be
be
in
in
the
the
pit.
field.
In the
Yeah,
pit,
you got
yeah.
to be down there going
But
stupid.
I'd be a little paranoid though, being in the pit, especially like with your woman and shit, because they be going crazy in that
But
shit.
you see, that's the thing. Like Teresa, I was
She
telling
don't seem
Teresa
like the
like, yo,
type that
bro,
want to be in the pit.
she doesn't. She
Yeah.
doesn't at all. And I was like, yo, bro, like if I go, I have to be down there. Like I don't even want to be in the pit, but I know to experience it, I have to be like there. You know what I'm saying?
So what happens if she's like, I'm not going in the pit, and you're going in the pit? You going without her?
I'm in there by myself, I guess. I don't know what to
She.
tell you. I got
That
to take
sounds
that L. If I come
okay.
out with a fucking chichong like this and a broken arm,
Sounds like a good time.
yeah,
As long
fuck
as you're
it.
not dead. That happens at
I
Travis
made
Scott
it up.
concerts.
A lot of people didn't, but I will.
Yeah. Uh, so overall, from the two songs you heard,
It's a good start. It's a good
good
start.
start.
So I definitely got to sit down and kind of give it more time and
Yeah.
like like actually listen to it through and through. Um, but he wasn't the only person that released. Offset released his second album also,
Is that really
which
somebody you listen to on the first night though? Like respect to Offset, one of the
no no
greatest
no
rappers, but he's not
no
somebody you run to.
yeah, no, no, no. I'm gonna listen to it this. I did go over to the song. I did go over to the album because he has a song on there with Travis Scott and Don Toliver that were kind of like leaked and like played during like certain festivals and stuff before the album actually came out.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to hear them in full. So I got to hear the Travis Scott record in full. I didn't get to hear the Don Toliver record in full. But from like the snippets that I heard, insane.
Okay. All right.
So a lot of good music. I'm
There's
definitely
our
gonna have
musical
to like
take.
redo my PlayStation. I mean my playlist again, which is gonna be super annoying.
We gotta do the Anything Goes podcast playlist again.
Yeah, we do have to
We
do
did
that.
one for quarantine and then just like never got back to it ever again.
Yeah, it was mostly. I think it was mostly because like we wanted to put like newer
Indie
artists on
artists.
there, like up and coming artists and stuff.
Yeah, so why are we putting Bad Bunny and Drake and Travis Scott's
I
and
think
shit
we.
on the playlist? They don't need the
I
extra bump.
I think that we still can do that, but we just have to put those vibes on there. You know what I'm
I
saying?
just
Like
I'll never forget how you wanted to put Takashi on it. Like I can't get over that. Like you actually wanted to put Takashi on our
it
playlist.
was. It was just for the times, bro.
Like
It was
six
just for
nine
the
of all
time.
people.
Like I wouldn't do it now,
I would hope not.
and that's
I
not just
mean,
because like like media stuff, but it's just like
trash.
the music is not good. Yeah,
You don't like a Spanish vibe?
no,
No.
no.
But yeah, those the Anything Goes podcast music takes. Drake, Bad Bunny, two of the biggest artists in the world. Shout out to them. I hope they enjoy the success of their albums and they're getting all the head that they can get in their countries.
Word.
Yeah. Just transitioning off of that real quick. I got a question for you. You're in a long term relationship.
Hmm.
How many times have you and Teresa, if this might be personal, you can definitely say it, have y'all broken up since y'all been together?
Uh, Probably just twice.
Twice. Okay. My thing is, in order to have like a successful long term relationship, you have to have at least broken up a couple times. You can't just like stay together straight for like 10, 20 years.
I
There has to be a couple times when there's been some rocky roads where you breaking up. And like,
I don't think that that's
in
always
my opinion,
necessary.
what's your take on it?
I don't think that that's always necessary. I mean, in our case, it definitely like happened and then forced us to like really communicate and grow.
Hmm.
But I've always had the ability to communicate. It's just like I didn't have an issue with saying how I felt, but it was more so of like I didn't really feel like saying what I felt was super important at the time. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like as opposed to keeping her happy, like saying what I felt or like doing what I could do. This guy's like making a bunch of noise over here. Get out of here. Get down.
Good.
But I yeah, I didn't think that like saying what I felt about certain things or having certain opinions on things didn't matter at the time. And if it was just like, well, this is something that's gonna keep her happy and I really don't care about it too much, so I'll just like do it or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But in a relationship, there always has to be some sense of establishing boundaries and like early communication about everything. I feel like in the beginning, if you have solid talks about everything in any situation, then you run into less hiccups down the road because when some people fucking they get into a relationship with a person and they're in that relationship for like 6 months. And 6 months doesn't seem like a lot of time to certain people, but
Oh,
depending
it's a
on
lot in a relationship. It is a lot.
but you could, I mean, I don't know if you agree with me or not, but a lot of people would say that that's not like a very good significant amount of time.
It depends on where
Just
you're looking at it. Like to
yeah,
you,
just
it
to,
might not be because you've been with your girl
exactly
for
to
what,
me
8 years?
yeah, 8 years going on 9.
Yeah, that's like to you. That's chump change. To
Yeah,
me, my
so
longest relationship was 2 years. Like that's 6 months is a lot because you go through a lot in 6 months.
that's what I'm saying. So I agree with that. 6 months can be a very good brick of time to like still walk away from a relationship and kind of be like a little fucked up about it. But
What do you think is
in
what do you think is the
the
so
point I'm
this
trying to get the point I'm
yeah.
trying to get to is that if you can establish good communication early, then I feel like you can avoid a lot of the major problems down the road. Like if you have those conversations about like the kind of, the kind of love that you need from a person, whether it's a physical thing, an emotional thing, a stability thing, or like you're the kind of person that shows love by like giving gifts and giving flowers and or what I'm saying, like stuff like that. That saves a lot of people from being like, okay, well, this person, it's been 6 months and they kind of don't know what I need as a lover, as a partner, you know,
Do
like
you
they
think
don't.
breaking up? Do you think breaking up like 25 times? Not 25 times, twice. That'd be crazy. Do you think breaking up
Yeah,
like twice helped you guys like? Because my thing is like,
it
I
did.
feel like
It
you have
did.
to break up a couple times so you
Hmm.
can feel what life is like without that person. Like obviously you already know, but once you
But I don't think
experience that love and then you lose that love for whatever time, it
mm,
makes you need that feeling.
it definitely makes you value it more. But
Yes.
in situations like that, it can result in like some kind of toxic behavior. You know what I mean? Because it's like, yeah, losing that person makes you long for them more and it makes you more desperate to like get them back and win them over and kind of fix things. But like it's almost like a breakup, if you don't treat it a certain way, can just be like just a long argument. You're just arguing and then you just stop talking, but like you're still arguing, you're just technically giving each other the silent treatment for like a month before you start to like talk again and just decide to like forget about what happened. But that's the thing. It's like if you want to be with somebody and develop a really strong relationship, you can't forget the things that you're fighting about. You have to like either stand your ground because it's one of those arguments where it is a right or wrong thing, or like hold on to about because it's like if it's something that like violates a boundary of yours or whatever, then you have to like be able to communicate and say, hey, this is a boundary that I have. I feel like you kind of crossed that boundary and like we need to find ways of not doing that again, because if it's something that you truly care about, like not crossing my boundary, then we need to figure out how we don't do that anymore. So
So you,
it all stems from communication. I feel like we did benefit from going through those breakups, but those breakups could have been avoided if we just spoke on things sooner instead of letting it boil over to a breakup.
so you don't even think a couple has to break up. You think a couple could stay together for like 10
No.
straight years, 23
Yeah.
straight, without any type of breakups.
Yeah.
What about hiccups? Like, about to break up.
Yeah. That's I mean, but that's always a thing.
Really?
I feel like every argument is like a hiccup.
Yeah, that's true. When I mean hiccup, I mean like on the verge to break up. Like really serious on the verge to break up. Like I've considered it and I'm really got to pull the trigger. But I didn't pull the trigger, but I'm about to.
Yeah.
I think you have to. I think you have to break up a couple times, or at least be on
Sometimes
the verge of the trigger. Maybe not
some
break up, but like trigger wise, just because you got to feel what life is like without your partner. It helped
I
you.
don't yeah,
You're the poster child for a successful
yeah, but I
relationship.
yeah, but I didn't break up
To
with
me,
my person because I needed to feel what it was like to be without them. I broke up with that person because mistakes were made, and we kind of both needed time away from each other to
but
decompress.
that's the time
And
away. That's
yeah,
what the
but
time away is.
it's not because I wanted to know what it felt like without them. It
Well,
just
nobody
became
wants to, but you need to.
I don't but that's what I'm saying. I don't think you need to.
Mm,
In my opinion, I don't feel like you need that.
interesting.
Sometimes you just need time away from the person because the situation has become too complex, and you need the heat to kind of just die down so that you're able to have just a regular conversation without yelling, without whatever, and kind of just reevaluate what you did wrong and what you felt like was wrong done to you, and then vice versa. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because any time that me and Teresa have broken up, we took like a significant amount of time away from each other, but it was never to see what it was like without each other. It was always to like decompress, and then when we did, we came back and we just had like a very intellectual conversation and like
Do you think
figured it out like two adults.
so? Your relationship. You don't think your relationship would have been any different if y'all never broke up?
Um, no, that definitely still would have happened. We still would have broken up, only
Mm-hmm.
because that was like the big push that we needed.
Mm-hmm.
Now in this moment, like I don't believe that we'll ever need to break up again because we know how to communicate with each other. We know, all right, well, this conversation is getting too heated, so she's gonna go to the room, I'm gonna stay in the living room. That lasts for however it's gonna last, but she knows or I know that I'm gonna be the one or she's gonna be the one to come to me and say, all right, this has gone on long enough. We need to have like a talk, and not a talk because I feel like we're about to break up, but a talk because we are two people that we know we love each other and we care about each other dearly, and we need to figure out what went wrong in that particular situation and like talk through it to fix it, come to an understanding, come to a compromise, come to an agreement, come to, if we feel like we were both standing on two knives and it's kind of just like stupid that we're arguing, then we can kind of just like wash our hands with it and walk away.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It all stems from communication, man. I feel like
Case by case
if you're,
basis.
huh?
You think I was gonna say it's a case by case basis. Every
Yeah,
relationship.
it's very case by case. You know what I'm saying? Like if you find yourself like arguing every day about every little thing, and like most of those things when you sit back after like the argument is not even done, but you kind of have that space to yourself and you just like almost ninja that shit
Nice
just
it.
now.
Yeah. Shit.
Um,
Impressive.
but yeah, if you treat a case by if you like arguing every day and it just seems like very toxic, then that's when you kind of have to have the conversation of like, are we like meant for each other? Because like I have things about me that you don't like. You have a lot of things. I have a lot of things about yourself that you don't like. So are you willing to compromise? And am I willing to compromise? And if not, then we kind of just need to like walk away from each other like amicably because we're obviously not the right people for each other. And that's okay. Sometimes you can enjoy a person's company and have that friends with benefits relationship, or just be like two really good friends, but just not have any relationship stuff in common, and that's fine. There's a lot of people that I'm friends with today, and I'm just that I have nothing in common with.
That's actually another question I was gonna ask. Could you date or be friends with somebody you just have different views from? Like, let's just say Teresa was a Republican,
Hmm.
like strong Republican, like fucking Trump is the guy. Rob
Yeah,
Santos should be the next president, or DeSantis, whatever.
I mean, I think, yeah, I think you could, because at the
I
end
don't
of the
think I
day,
can.
like, at the end of the day, like, I don't feel like your political views have anything to do with like who you love.
Because I've like my partner, she's told me like she would never date somebody that's a Trump supporter
Okay.
because it's just like there's just two different ideologies right there.
Yeah, it's two
So
different ideologies, but like, does that person who's a Trump supporter treat you like shit? Are they like abusive to you? Do they like not take you on like good vacations and like value you and whatever? I mean, if it's just a political thing, then I
maybe
mean,
not just political, but just like viewpoints on the world. Like
yeah, I
maybe this
mean,
person hates immigrants.
I kind of like challenging a person with those kind of things. Like when me and Teresa first started dating, she had very, you know, specific views on like, religion and like just life and just people, like just people in general, like how society should work or how society does work.
Mm,
Teresa used to have this weird like standpoint of like society is the way it is and it's going to change without you, and you just need to mold to it,
adapt. Yeah.
adapt to it. And I kind of stood on the plane of like, I don't give a fuck what society is doing, because I am me and I dictate what I want for myself, and I have to stand on what I believe is right and what's right for me. I don't have to go out of my way and make my beliefs anybody else's problems, but my beliefs are my beliefs. My beliefs can change at any moment because I have free will. I'm a, I can do that whenever. But
Mm,
like, it has to be a respectable thing. Like, as long as you're just a good person to people, it doesn't matter, what my views are. Like, you could be a good person, but if your views are that you like hate, minorities, or like
yeah.
hate
No.
like black people, then you're not a good person. You're just like, you do good things, but you're also racist. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. No.
that's like a positive and a negative is still a negative.
I think I
Yeah.
gotta. Yeah. I'm trying to think of my opinion on this situation. I think I like. It depends on how
Put it
serious you take your shit.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know.
yeah. Like, put it this way, like if Teresa was a Republican and I was a Democrat, and it was like election day and we both had to go and we felt passionate about voting, she could vote for whoever it is that she wanted to vote for. I could vote for whoever it is that I wanted to vote for, and then we just never speak on it.
Yeah, but
Or
does
even if we did, I would be like, well, I think that this person is the right person because of what I value in society.
it also
Because really,
depends though because there's also lots of either strong Republicans or Republicans. It
and
doesn't
that's what I'm saying.
necessarily, and again, it doesn't necessarily have to be political. Like it could be
I don't
like
understand, and that's the thing. Like, I don't understand why anybody is like, anybody that's not in politics or holds a spot in office. I don't know why anybody is so headstrong about politics. That's something that'll change without you if you're not in that seat. You know what I'm saying?
it's hard for me to answer that because I'm not very political.
I'm
Um,
not very political either, but I can see that, like, if I'm not in that seat, if I'm not the people that the people are voting for, then I don't really feel like I have any say, because I could
we
have
all
all of
have a
these
say.
beliefs.
Go out and
We
vote.
we all have a say, don't get me wrong, but if it's not enough of us saying the same thing and being on the same page, then these like
These things don't
political
matter to you.
people, yeah, these things don't really matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like politics have to be the same all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hmm.
and it just has to make sense. Like us voting on or us electing somebody that doesn't believe in abortion is fucking stupid because like a woman should be you can't control what a you cannot control what another person does with their own body.
I mean, you say you're not political, but you get a little political.
But it's only I'm only political. I only have a view about things that make sense. I don't think
But
that
that
anyone.
just to play devil's advocate, that's what if you ask a political person or a Republican, they're gonna say the same thing. They're gonna make this is what makes sense, and that's why I'm so like stand
So put it this
on the
way:
argument.
even if you were the person that said, "Hey, vote for me because I believe in abortion," that doesn't mean that I should vote for you because you believe in abortion.
Hmm.
You shouldn't have any say in what anybody does with their body. Like that's like a personal thing. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that's true.
Like I don't give a fuck that you believe in abortion. Just believe that what a woman does with her own body, that's her business.
I get you.
What a man does with their own body, that's his business. Now,
Straight
if he
up.
wants to go out of his way, now if he wants to go out of his way and like make it our problem that he's like changing his body or she's like doing something with her body, then that's something that I don't agree with. You know what I mean? Like like again, if a person decides to like, you know, adjust, I don't, and again, I don't know the right term for it, but I'm not, trying to use the wrong term. I'm just not like properly educated on how to say it properly. But if a
Hmm.
person wanted to, and I'm just going to use the word adjust because I feel like it's less aggressive, but like if a person wanted to adjust their sexual orientation to whatever that person felt it should be, then that is
It's a new
nobody's.
word. I've never heard it that. I've never heard it said that way. Adjusters
Yeah,
sexual orientation.
yeah,
I respect it. I never
I
heard it
just feel like
before.
it was a less aggressive way or
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
less, you know what I'm saying, like whatever. But like if they wanted to change adjust their sexual orientation to what they believe it should be, then again, that's their business. But don't like say that, your health insurance or the state should cover that. You know what I'm saying? Like that don't make no sense. You want to
Okay.
make a personal choice for you, but then you want your health insurance to like cover something that, you know, you want to adjust, that makes no sense to me. But
Amen.
I stand for anybody that like wants to do those things and believes that they need to do those things because it's what's going to make them happy and feel more comfortable in their own skin, and by all means do that. But every decision that you make, it comes with like not, and then saying repercussions again, that sounds like another bad thing to say, but
Repercussions.
yeah, but like anything you decide to do, there's a good and a bad to it, and you have to accept everything that comes
Everything
with
that
it.
comes with it. Amen. That's why I'm not going to Texas. Let's get the barbecue. I want Texas barbecue. But other than that,
Texas barbecue sounds mad
never
lit.
going. Never going. But amen to everything you just said. Respect it.
You know, I feel like I went on a very deep tangent.
You did. You did. And be like, I need a quote to just bring it all home.
Do it. I don't know how you can, but fucking give it to the people, man. David's quote. David's quotes. Jump right into it. First thing off the dome,
Damn.
like a Drake bar.
That's another thing, man. He doesn't seem like he takes. I'm not even gonna get into it.
Yeah. Yo, how much time you got to get to work right now? Like how crunched are you?
Oh, I'm shitting this thing out real quick, and then I'm out in like 5 minutes. This is yeah. Davis goes. Evolution is painful. To get to where you want to go is painful. The road is bumpy. Joe the rag. I don't know, man. Davis close. They're not
Just
winners. They're not all winners.
that
I'm
was
on a
good though.
time crunch.
I mean, it definitely like it hit everything that we spoke about,
Listen,
so that's
better
good.
than any Drake bar from that shitty album. I'll say that.
Jesus Christ.
Yep, it is what it
All
is.
right, very
Domino's
good.
Pizza. That was
Very
more of
good.
a Little Caesars quote, but it is what it
Yeah, it
is.
was definitely Little Caesars.
Um,
David, where can they find you?
yeah, I can find me at David Angelo 97 on Instagram or Twitter. No, Instagram, Twitter. Dave Angelo 97 on Twitter. David Angelo 223 on Instagram. And if y'all hit up the TikTok, the Anything Goes Podcast TikTok, I might be there messaging you. Or if you hit us up on Instagram, the Anything Goes Podcast, same thing. Hit you up. How about you, Fredro? Where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Fredo underscore Medina
Yeah.
on Instagram and the Twitch gaming. That is gonna happen
Yes.
very soon.
Yes.
I'm
The big
trying
game's
to
coming out soon.
I'm trying to scrounge up enough money to get the game and also get a camera before the game comes out so that I can at least play one time on stream before the game comes out. So
It's all capping, man.
your support, your support, your follows, your
Put
you know what I'm
put the
saying?
cash app in there, send so they can send money.
Send
Go
something like a
fund the
dollar,
podcast.
like a dollar, 50 cents, anything. You know what I'm saying? I don't
Yeah.
think it's like legal to like ask for money on like a podcast or whatever,
Oh,
unless you're
word.
like doing. I
Oh,
don't think it's legal.
it don't.
I don't want this shit to get taken down and flagged, but
Nah. This is one of our best
support,
episodes, in my opinion.
support, help your
Support.
boy.
Yes,
You want
sir.
content, support.
Exactly. When yeah.
Yeah, and ladies and gentlemen, we'll catch you on the next one.